and being the non-existence of this ego folderol. Continuing, the function of truth is to collect data which are true. There is no point in trying to make sense out of meaningless data. Any way you handle them results in nothing. The more complicated the results become, the harder it may be to recognize their nothingness. But it is not necessary to examine all possible outcomes to which premises give rise to judge them truly. You can learn to recognize ego ploys, and knowing as you do that the ego is a liar and the father of it, meaning the father of the lie, you will realize that there truly is no useful reason to examine the lies, to understand the lies, to find out the motivation for the lies, and so on. Continuing, a learning device is not a teacher. It cannot tell you how you feel. You do not know how you feel because you have accepted the ego's confusion, and you think that a learning device can tell you how you feel. Well, what happened here? Where did this learning device come up? Well, we're talking about the body. And as long as you think you are a body, and that it is an end rather than a means, what it truly is escapes your notice. And therefore, because there is a call for correction, so that you might experience what it truly is, and not lose out on the fulfillment of it, it becomes a learning device for you. Whatever of what is real you have obscured from your sight becomes a learning device. It becomes the focal point for correction of perception. The body is not a teacher. A learning device, meaning the body, is not a teacher. No learning device is a teacher. But it is the means by which the correction of misperception can occur. You know what? It doesn't tell you what the truth is, but it makes you want to know what the truth is, so that you will open up your mind to the Father or to the Holy Spirit, your right mind, to reveal to you what the truth is. And then what that thing truly is no longer needs to be a learning device for you, because you've come back into your right mind. Now, a learning device is not a teacher, and specifically, we're talking here about the body. It cannot tell you how you feel. And yet you get up in the morning, don't you, and you check your body to see how you feel. Sometimes you do that to see if maybe you have a justifiable reason for not going into work. So, a learning device is not a teacher. It cannot tell you how you feel. You do not know how you feel because you have accepted the ego's confusion and you think that a learning device can tell you how you feel. Sickness is merely another example of your insistence on asking the guidance of a teacher who does not know the answer. The ego is incapable of knowing how you feel. When we said that the ego does not know anything, we said the one thing about the ego that is wholly true, the only thing about the ego that is wholly true, it is that it is incapable, is that it does not know anything. But there is a corollary. If knowledge is being, and the ego has no knowledge, then the ego has no being. It's an imposter, a figment of the imagination. But the problem is that that figment of the imagination you believe is real. And so every day you identify yourself as a body. And every day you live in a state of defense. That's your habit. It's a long-standing habit, which we are in the process of breaking. And we're in the process of breaking it by means of your being confronted over and over again with the truth that you are conscious awareness, not a body. That the only thing confronting you is the kingdom of heaven, not a physical universe that came from a big bang. That you are the Christ right now, not the mortal sinner you think you are. That you are in a forever state of invincibility and not vulnerable. That the substance of everything you see is spirit, not matter. And that everything you see is an idea, not a physical form, experienced by mind, and you are that mind. That mind is you. That everything going on is purely mental. And this keeps being presented to you as a means of arousing your curiosity beyond the definitions you've accepted, so that you might dare to let yourself be beyond the definitions of everything that you've accepted, beyond the capacities that you somewhere along the line decided had boundaries. You're being invited to let yourself into the fuller conscious experience of being, that it's not only your birthright to be experiencing, it's your capacity at the present moment to be experiencing. It's just that you're not pushing the envelope. Continuing, you might well ask how the voice of something which does not exist can be so insistent. Have you seriously considered the distorting power of something you want, even if it is not true? You have had many instances of how what you want can distort what you see and hear. If you want to see an acquaintance or a friend, as mean-spirited, as selfish, or as overgenerous, or unreasonably kind, you will miss what that one is actually being. Because you will interpret everything that one does according to the definition you hold. And if you're holding the definition, you want the definition. No one, continuing, no one can doubt the ego's skill in building up false cases. Nor can anyone doubt your willingness to listen until you will not tolerate anything except truth. When you lay the ego aside, it will be gone. The Holy Spirit's voice is as loud as your willingness to listen. And I promise you that as long as you are insisting upon harboring in your mind a definition of your brother or sister that is not true, your willingness to listen for what is true is absent. And the Holy Spirit's voice will not be loud at all to you. Listen to this. It cannot be louder without violating your will. Such respect. It's a little bit more than respect. It's the fact that you walked away from the Father. You divorced your source on purpose. And the only way you can return to your sanity is for your own reasons and because you have your own commitment and you are willing to take responsibility for every step you take on the way home, so that there will be no confusion in your mind. Your arrival at home will be and can only be the result of your own singularity of purpose. Joy, we started out today, is unified purpose. And unified purpose is only God's. When yours is unified, it is His. The Holy Spirit's voice is as loud as your willingness to listen. It cannot be louder without violating your will, which the Holy Spirit seeks to free, but never to command. The Holy Spirit, that which is nothing more than your right mind, teaches you to use your body only to reach your brothers. To reach your brothers, not attack your brothers. The Holy Spirit teaches you to use your body only to reach your brothers so you can teach His message, the Holy Spirit's message, through you. This will heal them and therefore heal you, because you get to keep what you give. Everything used in accordance with its function as the Holy Spirit sees it, and this includes the body, cannot be sick. You hear that? Everything used in accordance with its function as the Holy Spirit sees it, cannot be sick. Everything used otherwise is. If you identify with the body, you will see the body as an end instead of a means to an end. And sickness, sin, and death will be your experience. If you see it as a means to an end, your body will be incapable, and you, therefore, will not have the experience of sickness, sin, and death. Do not allow the body to be a mirror of a split mind. Do not let it be an image of your own perception of littleness. Why? Because it's not real? No, because it is real as a means of communication. What? To glorify God. Do not let it, the body, reflect your will to attack. Health is the natural state of anything whose interpretation is left to the Holy Spirit. Your right mind, who perceives no attack on anything. Health is the result of relinquishing all attempts to use the body lovelessly. And let me be very clear about something. When the word health is used here, it means identifiable health. It means the disappearance of sickness. It means the disappearance of blemish, the disappearance of damage. The obvious, I'm going to say, recordable evidence of regeneration. Health is the beginning of the proper perspective on life under the guidance of the one capital T teacher who knows what life is, being the voice for life itself. That voice is the voice for truth, the Holy Spirit, that which is nothing more than your right mind, and that which is what you are. Mind, not body. Mind, in which the experience of creation is going on, in which everything that is experienced is recognized as an idea set in place by the will of the Father. Which is the infinitude of your being. So remember again this week. The simple concept is you want to make a shift from body identification to mind identification. Not a tiny pea-brained mind. Even that is a concept. Oh, your mind is in your brain, and your brain is in the skull, and it only weighs a certain number of pounds, which isn't very significant, and therefore it's a small mind. No, that's an interesting idea, isn't it? But not one of you has found the edge of your mind. Pay attention to the obvious. I will say, not all of it is fully illuminated to you at the moment. But when you have explored the extremities of your mind, you have found you can keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. Pay attention to the obvious, and then take hold of the obvious and begin to live your life consciously according to the obvious. Let that mind be in you, which was also in me. Why? Why let it? Because it already is. And you might as well stop objecting to it. Let it be in you. Agree with what the Father already set in place. You see? Don't let that mind be in you, which was also in me, because I did it, or because it's a good idea, or it's better than anything else. Do it because it's the truth about you. It's already been done. It already is you. Do it so that you will be in total internal consistency with yourself instead of at odds with yourself. Do it because it embodies the integrity, the already existing divine integrity of you. Do it because it means coming back home into your right mind so that you might enjoy the fullness of your sanity. I love you, who you really are, already. And I look forward to being with you next week.